Who's Akamai? We're the world's largest cloud platform, and we make the internet fast, reliable, and secure. And we've been doing it for 20 years. We've been in India for 15 years. We have our presence and deployments in 25 cities, 160 points of presence. And I myself have been a part of the journey with Akamai India for 11 years, and I've seen this space play out over the years. So I'm here to talk about OTT, the challenges ahead of us, and how to seize the opportunity. We're all here because this is happening now, right here. Right? I don't want to be confined to my living room. I don't want to be confined to watching my shows when they're shown. And I definitely don't want to be confined to that one television in that living room. I want to access my content where I want it, when I want it. That is what is driving this revolution, right? Globally, by 2020, there's going to be an inflection point where there's going to be more viewership online than on traditional broadcast television. Traditional broadcast television is going the way of the audio cassette or film rolls, right? It's going to be obsolete, and we're here right in the middle of this revolution. So what is making it happen, right? Audiences are getting bigger. We see affordable smartphones from Chinese manufacturers. We see Jio in India launched, internet data plans very cheap, right? And that forced all the other providers to lower their prices as well, and that reduced the barrier of entry. And we're talking about net new users watching content. Viewers who didn't have access to any form of watching content earlier, right? We're talking about 40% of India's current streaming viewership is on the low-income group, and these are net new users that are being added thanks to all the investments made by companies like Jio. We're also seeing, in the face of all these viewers moving to online and buying these smartphones and buying these data plans, we're seeing telecommunications providers increasing their deployments, right? We're seeing huge connectivity, huge deployments. We're seeing bit rates going up. The average bit rate for the State of the Internet report we published a quarter ago is about 2 megabits per second in India. We're still lagging behind, globally, but it's growing, and there's a good 40% of viewers over 4 megabits per second. Now that is a sweet spot. At 4 megabits, you can deliver reasonable quality video, and that's why people are watching longer, right? And because of this, because there are more users, because there's better connectivity, there's the likes of Alt Balaji and the likes of Netflix producing content specifically for this audience and engaging users more. So there's more and more viewership, and that's the opportunity ahead of us, right? A lot of you are already doing this, all the OTT players here, kudos. And those of you who are on Akamai already, fabulous. But those of you who are sitting on the fence, here are some key success factors, right? Economics. There was a lot said. I know Samir spoke about, will Indians pay? Of course Indians will pay. If the content is compelling, if the content is unique, and if the content is engaging, the Indian consumer population is ready to pay, right? And we've seen that with television. The average cable TV, Tata Sky subscription is 600, 700 rupees a day, and that's just, all you can do is watch television at at the time when the shows are being aired. The internet does a whole lot more, so for a lot less than that, you're getting access to the internet and all this content, right? So there's a lot of scope to make a good business model here, right? And that's the crux of it. With traditional broadcasts, you don't really connect to your user directly. There's a box, there's a satellite signal, but you don't know what happens on that box, what really happens in that living room. But when you're online, you have the player that's tracking every activity of the user. You know which videos are being viewed. You know where exactly the users are stopping. You know exactly how to monetize and where to place your ads. So there's fabulous monetization models available on OTT. Reach and scale. India is obviously a huge country, diverse population, distributed geography. Currently, the estimate is that 60 to 65% of viewers watching online video are from tier 2 and tier 3 cities, right? Where deployments are improving, but they're not quite where it is in, say, a Mumbai or a Delhi or a Bangalore, right? So there's a challenge of reach. Scale, right? We're talking about competing with broadcast television. Broadcast television works, it's beautiful, right? You have a signal from a satellite beaming to millions of users, everybody picks it up, no problem, satellite doesn't get strained at all. But on the internet, every single user places a load on that system, right? And when you're talking prime time audiences, when you're talking about an India-Pakistan match at 7 p.m., the whole nation is tuned in, right? And that places a huge load on the system, and that's currently a challenge that one has to deal with for live television. Similarly with, and the good thing is you can offset this because it's VOD, right? When it's VOD, it's users watching at their convenience and not necessarily clogging the pipe at any given time. Quality. Because again, competing with broadcast television, it's always on, it works just like it says on the box, the video is clear, plays perfectly well. But online, it's not so simple, right? You click on a video, it needs to play immediately, otherwise you're going to lose the user. In the US, we're seeing about less than 1 second startup times for video, and estimate is that if your startup time is anywhere more than 3 seconds, you're going to lose more than half your audience, right? And we want to be there to make sure that your startup time experience is good. Rebuffer rates. The only thing viewers hate more than a video that takes forever to start is when it starts stopping, right? Choppy videos are a no-no, right? So that's another aspect of quality. So we're seeing in India, we're lagging behind, say, the Americas or Europe, but we're about 4 or 5%, we're at zero rebuffer for about less than 5% of, or more than 5% of our content, right, for our views delivered. So quality, reach and scale, economics, these are the factors impacting our ability to be successful in OTT. Now, some of you are already thinking, this is targeted at folks who are still on the fence about, should I do my own OTT? I'm already on a shared video platform. You probably know which one I'm talking about. They already help me monetize my content. They already help me with scale. I never have to worry. I never have to wake up or stay up in the night worried about whether or not my platform is going to hold. And there's decent quality, right? My users are not complaining. So why should I do OTT? It's a lot of investment. A lot of folks came here and spoke about, burning cash and, staying in the game. But really, whose brand is it anyway? Right? It's your content. It's your viewers, right? You want to capitalize on that. It's not just about revenue. It's about engagement. Samir, I think, spoke about artificial intelligence. The more your viewers watch your content on your app, on your portal, the more you know about them, the more you know what they like, the more you can target content, the more you can target advertisements, right? So you're giving better value to your advertisers when you know more about your users. That's another advantage. You basically have a lot more control, right? You build loyalty, and Arnab spoke about building a brand, right? So it's about bringing users onto your platform and growing the presence of your brand. So it's your brand, take control. The video opportunity, there are a few factors, right? In India, there's 250 million estimated online viewers, and that's today, right? And we're, like I said, in the middle of this revolution, and it's just going to hockey stick very soon, right? Viewership times are growing. It's about 8.5 hours a month currently, and we expect that to double or even triple by the end of next year, right? And currently, 89% of this viewership is on YouTube and Facebook, right? So there's a huge, duopoly in this market, and that 11% is currently shared between all of these OTT players in India. A lot of these are our customers, we're proud to say, and Hotstar is leading the revolution, right? They took the plunge. They invested the big bucks. They, went out and bought rights for, God knows how much, and, streamed all this content. They, there's Alt who's streaming, who's producing their own shows. So these are the folks leading the charge in the market in India. And what you don't see here at the time of this was on the Ken, was Sun TV just launched their Sun NXT app less than a month ago, and they're doing some phenomenal numbers. They're on Akamai, we know. So this can be done, folks. That's the message I want to leave you with, right? And you see the others column there. This is by market share, by installs, and you see there's a whole lot of room. There's this, and there's that 89% that is dominated by Facebook and YouTube. There's a market out there. So to sum it up, obviously you need content. You need to, like Samir said, it needs to be engaging, it needs to be unique, and content is king, right? It's cliche, but it's true. It's about the brand, right? Right now for live cricket, you say live cricket to anybody on the street, anybody in a train, and they say, I'll go to Hotstar and watch it, right? That's the kind of brand they've built. If you're talking about GEC content, like Star with their myriad shows, Sony, these are brands that have built their presence on OTT with the kind of content they have. And most importantly, partnerships, right? Arnab spoke about the importance of partnerships. It takes a lot to bring your service out of a shared video platform onto your own, onto your own portal. It takes a back end, it takes a front end, it takes a content management system, a delivery network, and analytics, right? Because you don't want to be flying blind. So, there's a whole ecosystem that is necessary for you to go online with your own OTT platform. And, we're happy to talk to you about it. We have a booth right out here. And, whoever is thinking about whether or not I should go with OTT, come meet us. We're at the booth right outside. So, take a seat. There's a feast out there. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Mr. Anup Panwari, Director Commercials and Revenue, IndianTelevision.com Group, to felicitate Sandeep.
This is for the great work Akamai has been doing in the back end behind so many of the platforms, as you already saw.